council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? That is why I've invented the 5-minute meeting. All right, the Ashland City Council meeting of April 17th. The mayor started off with he moved that on May 1st, the meeting was going to discuss the rezoning of Nevada Street, and he went, somebody make that motion, and the councilor said, okay. And then the mayor said on May 2nd is the final application day, and May 23rd is the decision day for all the city grants that are going to be allocated to the charities. And he went, somebody make that motion, and apparently that's how it goes, and then somebody did, and they passed that. And then the Historic Commission came up and they said, hey, we weigh in on cemetery stuff and Pioneer Hall, and we have mausoleum tours, and May is Historic Preservation Month. And then this one said, she said, May 13th is the Ashland City History Week, the beginning of Ashland City History Week. She was big. She said that. And then this guy said, where'd he go? There he is. He said, hey, Richard Nixon invented Volunteer Week. It starts April 15th to the 21st. That's Volunteer Week. And so we're starting that. And then the fire chief said, hey, we've got 2 volunteers. They're great CERT volunteers. They've been there for over 10 years. Welcome 2 guys. Everyone said they're great. And then somebody from Parks and Rec said, hey, 2 volunteers at North Mountain Park are great. And then they went, hey, those 2 people, best. And then this guy jumped in and said, all volunteers are great. Not just all these people, but every volunteer is great. As though he were running for mayor or something. It was weird. And then public forum. So 3 people signed up to talk, and then of course 2 couldn't figure out how to get there, to left for some reason. And then a bald guy, who you know him, he's there a lot, and he said, hey, I just played golf at the Oak Knoll golf course, and that place should be turned into a moneymaker. And a public forum. Okay, consent agenda. All right, this guy said, hey, $5,000 is about to be spent on the recall election, so I just wanted to shame the seniors. I mean, point out that fact. And then this one said, I'm sorry, did the recall people say they're going to pay for the recall in any way? No, they didn't. Oh, okay. Just wanted to ask that question out loud. Just didn't know the answer to that at all. I also just wanted to become the living embodiment of the phrase passive aggressive. So they both took shots at the recall election, and then approved whatever consent agenda stuff. Approved, and then public hearing. So a big deal. CBDBs. Community Development Grant Block Grants. City housing people came up and said Ashland gets $294,000 from the state, and $23,000 can go to general crazy stuff. But most of it's restricted for capital development. And then there's also another fund up to talk about, which is the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Ashland City came up with this, and it's money they can do anything they want with. And there's $356,000, and that came from weed taxes or something else. And then so everyone came up to beg for money. So Maslow, a project lady, said we should get money because we help homeless kids, and we're great and nice, and we're only asking for 20% of our costs. And then St. Vincent de Paul lady said, we also help kids, and we get housing, and we're all volunteers, and we speak in all caps. She was very loud. And then the Ashland Opportunities Options for Southern Oregon, they run a housing building for mentally health people. He said, we're pretty good. And then the Columbia Care lady, she said they want to build that 25-unit apartment with staff and managers, and half of it's for mental ill people, and the other half is for just poor people. And then that's going to be kind of behind the credit union near Clay Street, but I don't know, there that is. And then the OHRA, they find housing for homeless people and keep people from losing their homes. And they're trying to buy a place on Washington Street, and they want to put apartments on that, so they're out money. And the Habitat for Humanity lady said we want to put 5 houses on Nevada Street. But that's part of that whole rezone project that hasn't been rezoned yet, so we want to do it if it gets approved. And so this one said, hey, all right, here's the deal. $16K for St. Vincent's, $7K for Maslow. That's out of that $23,000 do what you want money. Then $50K for Ashland Opportunities, $100K for Columbia Care, and $50K for Habitat for Humanity if this rezoning thing happens. And every counselor said pretty much exactly the same thing. Oh, this is all going to be I hope it works out. This is the greatest. Passed. Then she said, oh, well, I'm pretty good. Let me pitch another one. I'm going to say this is what we do with the other money. And she made a proposal, and they all went, blah, it didn't work out. She got shot down. And then this, who came in and said, oh, here's this guy came in and go, okay, here's the deal. How about we put $300,000 of the other money for Columbia Care for them to build that apartment complex thing, and $19,000 for Aura for them to do the great work they do. And then the other money we just saved for next year. Passed. New business. Then the city wants to sell the property on Clay Street to the Jackson County for $200,000 to build some affordable housing, and I think, but not the big sycamore tree. That's still they can't touch it, thanks to angry people. Oh, God, angry people save the day sometimes, and that passed. I think. Wasn't paying attention. Then, new counselor. There's going to be a new counselor, but this guy, they were going to talk about the new counselor to replace somebody who's missing. And this guy said, hey, only 4 people applied to be counselor. That's not enough. We should add a week to the deadline so we can get more people to sign up. And then this guy and these two, they said, 4 is enough. I think we're good. And then everyone else said, we want more people. Didn't like those 4 apparently. So nope. Get another week. Hoping for more applicants. And then how do we fund these 2 new cops? 2 of the 4 final cops that we promised everybody. And so they said the staff came and said, you got the hotel tax, you got your live ticket tax, you got your utility tax. And the chief said, hey, for $220,000 we can get to the next budget, and then we can find the money that way. But otherwise we got to find some money. And then the cabaret theater guy came up and said, hey, don't tax me, bro. And then the guy from the brick room said, hey, don't tax my live music, bro. And then nobody seemed to like it. They were very sad, and they all agreed at how much they don't like doing this. But they all voted for the $1 hotel tax. 1%. Hotel tax now 1%. It's like 10% now instead of 9%. That passed. Oh, and then the second cop, oh yeah, I forgot we should get money for him. And then they all went, how about $1.50 on utilities? And they all went, oh, God, none of us. That's the worst thing we have to do is to raise these taxes. None of us want to do it. They all, again, said exactly the same thing. And then they all passed it. So they passed it. And there you go. End of meeting. You're welcome.